Hello, the tribe. Welcome to the House of Kai. I am JodiRehm. Today I want to go over a really cool tool that deals with the body code method. The body code method is a way of accessing the Christ-lighted grid within your body, and when you activate the Christ-lighted grid, you literally release any karmic energy that is not of the Christ light, right? So if you have any blockages in the body that do not activate during this process, then we work through them, we breathe with them, we activate them. If you yourself are of the Christ light and have been working with the energy vibration in your structural body, then learning how to own it from all points of attention, we'll say, all points of attention, will literally make you light up and glow. So, the body code method is based on arches, right? There are archways and diaphragmatic shapes within the structural body, throughout the whole entire structural body. And that is in fact how the building blocks are stacked within our structure. And when we activate those building blocks consciously stack those archways and building blocks upon each other, you ignite an inferno inside of your body. Now, being of the Christ light, you are then becoming an inferno of Christ-lighted energy. It's very cool. It creates like a force field around you. Oh, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, there are so many different methods and ways to do this, but I want to play, and that's the best way to do this. The best way to do this is to play with different techniques and find and discover which one works for you, right? There are many ways. Some people are going to be able to access this grid through breath alone. Other people is through physical movement. Some it's going to be the combination of the two. Some are going to be just so potent of their mind that they'll be doing it then too, right? So, here. I want you to look at your foot, right? So, take a look at your foot. You grab your foot. We're going to look at it, and I want you to see there's an archway. You have the big toe itself. You have the big toe mound, which is that padded area of the foot itself, and then right underneath that is an archway. And if you take your finger and you start to follow that arch goes all the way to the heel of the foot, right? So right there is one bridge. That is a bridge right there. Now, if you go to the other side of the foot, go to the pinky toe mound. So now you have the pinky toe mound, and if you follow that pinky toe mound down to the heel, there's another archway. Not as dramatic, nor should it be, but there's another archway. Now, if you're saying right now that you have flat feet or really high arches, get out of that. That's all changeable, right? We are capable of changing anything within the structure. You just need to put the attention to it and be willing to do it. So, if your story is flat feet, high arches, let it go. Let it go, right? Just play along. So, what I want you to do, and you can have a few different options for this. One, if you can't really feel and sense your feet a whole big bunch, like if you squeeze your foot right now and it's kind of numb to you, then what I would first recommend is pause the video, and before we go into this, roll your feet. Take a golf ball, a wooden dowel, something that's pretty firm. I would recommend something that's firm, and I want you to roll it out, right? You might use a firm pressure to roll, and then maybe you just try to reshape your foot around whatever it is you're using to activate your foot itself. Okay? So start there. Now, I'm going to pick one foot, and I'm going to place my attention on that beginning of the archway, right where that big toe mound meets the foot. And today I'm going to pick my left one. So I'm going to pick that part of my foot, and I'll put my mind right to that shape. And now that I have a good sense of it, I've felt that shape, I've ignited it on the bottom of my foot, I now want to put my mind to that arch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to try to lengthen. I'm going to anchor my big toe down, right? Anchor that big toe down. My heel is actually, in fact, lifted right now. And I'm going to start to lengthen that arch. And I want to see if I can lengthen that arch centimeter by centimeter. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. See if you can breathe the line of that arch, centimeter by centimeter by centimeter. And whatever you have to do to the rest of your body to reshape it, whatever movement, if you have to tuck your tailbone or roll a little bit, whatever you have to do to the rest of this body to access the arch of your foot. Sounds kind of crazy, right? If you've never done any of this kind of stuff before, it's going to seem a little out there. Play along. So, start to put your attention, your mind, following the arch of your foot. Allow for the breath to meet each segment. And right now I found a blockage, so I'm going to reshape my body. Find the breath. And I want my breath to be able to dance the edge of that arch, right? So I don't want to go too fast. I want to go really slow, actually. I want to go as slow as I can and get every point of attention that my mind and my body will let me. So I've just passed over that little hurdle, and now I've got to reground. Oh, find that arch again. There it is, and lengthen from there. This is work, people. I'm drawing up a big heat right now in order to do this. And so start to lengthen that arch again. My whole pelvis is letting go. There is a separation from the tailbone, the pubic bone, the whole inner thigh and hamstring is lengthening. And as I'm gaining access, I'm lining that arch all the way to the heel of my foot. Woo! Good. And so then that connection just got my whole shoulder to re-anchor down and get me to sit up taller. Now, I don't know if you can see, but the energy line on my left side of my body seems more lit up right now than my right. And so now I'll do my right side. I will anchor that big toe and start to put my mind lining the arch of my foot and letting my structural body, notice as I move forward, I'm having a release in the hamstring in order to access the arch of that foot. And then I lengthen, spreading my toes, whatever I have to do, to gain access to that archway of my foot. Right? Each building block builds upon the other. If you cannot feel it, it makes it difficult to change it. So we want to make sure we can feel that part of our body. And how do we do that? Roll it out, move it along, give it a massage. access it, get the nerve endings firing up from the tissue, right? So start there. And then start to finite. See if you can get your mind to track those small archways. The feet are the primary place where I think that anyone should start, right? If you can start to get your feet to activate, you can get the rest of your body to activate. It's unbelievable. So there are multitudes of archways in the whole entire body, and each one stacks upon the other. The feet to the knees, the hamstrings, the pelvis, the diaphragm, there's a diaphragmatic shape right here with the clavicles, the throat, right? Bridge of the nose is another diaphragm. Each one of those shapes stacks upon the other. And so right now in this video, all I did was talk about the inner arch of the foot. We didn't even access the outer arch of the foot, which is a whole other process. Right? There are 4 points of attention to each of these bridges. So start with the inner arches. It is more work than you can imagine, right? It seems silly. Silly. It's extremely difficult. For those people who have been disconnected from their structural bodies in physical form, especially. And even those who think they're connected, they may struggle. Finite. Finite. See if you can section by section by section. Ignite the inner arches of your feet and allow your whole body to reshape itself in order to gain access. Cool. Peace out, y'all. Mwah.